Hello and welcome to another in the retro gaming series. It's been a while since we've done the last episode, but many people have asked for me to do another episode. And of course, one game which we haven't actually looked at yet is Tracksuit Manager, which was one of my favorite games back in the 1980s on my little Spectrum. Tracksuit Manager was released in 1988 by Goliath Games and was a international football manager, sort of like simulator of some sort, and it was very in depth, very in depth. Even though the graphics were very basic and there was actually no sound whatsoever in the game, it got some in when I was playing in the 80s. It had some mixed reviews, I suppose. Some people really liked it, some people didn't like it. Um, Mostly those who didn't like it because of the graphics. But I did really enjoy it, and I had plenty hours fun playing the game. So we're gonna go and have a quick look to see what it looks like now on my Spectrum Eliminator. So if we'll go into it straight away. So obviously I need to load it up. So which is all been done already. So of course my PC here thinks it's a Spectrum, which of course it's not. It's a PC. Oddly, the menu's not coming up. So I need to find out why that is not loading, because normally I would get a maybe because it's the zoom. Yeah, that's working fine. Okay, I need to sort this out. Okay, I'm back again and it has been sorted out. Finally, the little file screen has appeared. Took a bit longer than normal, but we're back into this. So the wonders of video editing, I could put both of these little parts together. So uh, for you, it only took seconds for me to get it back. In reality, it took me a bit longer to get back, but we have got back. So let's load the game. Tracksuit Manager. Loading screen came up really quickly there. We were actually on normal speed actually when that came up. So let's turn the speed up to 2 times. So the month is July. Your country has failed miserably in the World Cup, and with preparations now focused on the Nations Cup in 2 years' time, a new manager appointment has been made. You have the job. Now focusing on the Nations Cup in 2 years' time. I think that's meant to be the European Championship. It's not the Nations League because this is the late 80s. That's weird. Never spotted that before. Anyway, we're England. I'm going to be England. So I'm going to. I need to type my name in. I've tried the interface already in this game, and it's very easy. So that's good. So let's put Donut Donny. Press enter. So these are the Group Nations Cup draw. So again, I think it's this meant to be European Cup. So you'll notice some older countries there, like Yugoslavia, Holland, even though we should really be calling them Netherlands now. East Germany. Remember, this game was made in 1988. This is before the Soviet Union broke up. So I'm actually quite surprised that Russia called Russia in this. They actually should be called Soviet Union if this is 1988. But there we go. Group 3, Spain, Malta, Wales, Turkey, Portugal, Cyprus, Romania, not Romania as it should be, I think, with the O. And there's England's group, Austria, Greece, and Belgium. Pretty tough group actually for England. Oh my God, look at this for a group. A British Isles group of Northern Ireland, Scotland, Ireland, and Hungary all in the same group. West Germany in that group there. Italy with France and Czechia or Czechoslovakia as it was called then. Of course, this is before Czech Republic and Slovakia split up into two separate countries. So there we go. So July the 1st. So what we do first, I'm using my cursor keys here. Quite easy. Command say, of course, there's no sound whatsoever in this game. So we are actually on 2 times speed. So I need to, let's report, let's look at some of the goalies. Peter Shilton is our main goalie. So when you load it up, you can go for every player here and they give you the, for instance, it's excellent, useful, brilliant, very good, brilliant. But the thing is, you have to then repeat the same steps again for Hodge. Remember, I'm on second fast speed here. So we've got world class there. This is Chris Woods. So let's go. Let's check to see what Hodge. Don't know what he is. Hodge, brilliant, excellent, very good. So I think world class is better than excellent, maybe. World class is top. I think else is a little bit more difficult. Nigel Spink, I remember him. Good, very good. He's not going to feature much. Um, Bobby Mims, I think he was Everton goalie. Let's see if there's any hidden gems here. Sutton. No, I don't know who he is. Useful, yeah, handling useful, which is not really good for a goalie, I suppose. And then you've got Thomas. Brilliant, very good, useful. The computer normally gives you a clue who are the better players. Knight, world class reflexes, good handling, maybe a good number 3 goalie. And Dave Besant, there we go. I know him. So we've got 2 goalies selected. I think we should really be selecting a 3rd goalie. So I think that should be Hodges got brilliant and excellence. I'm going through this very fast, by the way, because we've got a lot of players to look at. Spink, yeah. Who is the best to keep out of these lot? Cross as well. I'll probably put Bobby Mims as number 3. So select goalie Mims. There we go. And I think I need a select squad of about 22 players, if I remember correctly. So let's go and look at the defenders. So we've got Stevens, Pearce, Tony Adams, Terry Butcher, Samson. Anderson's normally selected there as well. So let's look at Anderson. Useful, good, and very good. He's not the best, actually. Let's look at the players that have been selected. Yeah, I've got world-class tackling there by Stevens, so I would leave him. Stuart Pearce. Only brilliant, some useful and goods. Interesting. Let's see. Let's look at all these. Ratcliffe. Now, Ratcliffe is actually Welsh. Mountfield, I think, is Irish. So they got some of the nationalities wrong here. There's Mark Wright, who became an England international. Fine, below par. So it's a bit of a random thing what you can do here. You can pick. Yeah, I think Ratcliffe was ale pass stamina. Ratcliffe was Welsh, if I can remember correctly. He wasn't English. Williams. I don't know who Williams is. Extremely fit. So okay, I might actually put Williams select defender. Williams. Let's put another report on this. Let's check on Viv Anderson. Not brilliant, actually. No, Viv Anderson wouldn't make the side, actually. So you could do this for midfields. You can do this for all the players, and you can even add players in if you want to. Look at all these players here. Townsend. Now, if that is no, this is 1988. We wouldn't be the Townsend I'm thinking of because that was. Oh, look, even Glenn Hoddle's in it. So Glenn Hoddle should be picked. I'm going to just pick players from reputation. We can't go through all this because it will take so long. So let's put Glenn Hoddle in. I want to see what Gascoigne is actually on here. Gascoigne, I'm surprised to see him. He probably was very young in here. Gascoigne. World class passing. Yeah, Gascoigne's definitely going to get in. So select midfield. Gascoigne. Okay, let's go back to midfield again. Again, and I think I need to pick one more midfielder. Who do we pick? McMahon, Steve McMahon, who was an international for England. Mabbott, who was more of a defender than a midfielder. Steve Hodge, who did play for England. Let's look at Mabbott. Yeah, he's okay. Let's go to Steve Foster. Now, Steve Foster was a defender. I would know that because he used to play for my Oxford side in the 80s, and he was a defence. He was not a midfielder. Mills, is that the Mills, the former Ipswich player? If so, he was a defender. He wasn't a midfielder. So some of these games you have to think. Luckily, um, I was around in the 80s, so I would know these players pretty well. Oh, I think I put McMahon in. Steve McMahon, who was more well known being a Liverpool midfielder. There we go. Right, let's look at the better ones, the forwards. Who we've got in? Waddle, Lineker. Now Lineker on here isn't amazing. Shooting, useful. Gary Lineker's shooting is more than useful in real life. So but he is in. So we've got Waddle, Lineker, Beardsley, Barnes. Look at all these names. Some of these names you might know are familiar. Cyril Regis, Lee Chapman, Mick Harford, Simpson, Paul Simpson, uh, Nigel Clough, Haitley, who actually featured a lot in the 80s for England. Useful shooting. I want a striker whose shooting is better than useful. What about Beardsley? Shooting good. Okay, that's a bit better. So yeah, the first part of the game we're just trying to get used to our player Barnes. And now in this game, of course, it's not just England that you can play. You can be the Welsh manager, Brazilian manager, Spanish manager. You can be anything you want in this game, which makes it amazing. And do exactly the same what I'm doing right now. Go through all the players, but I'm picking England because it's I know England's setup better than say the Welsh setup or the Scottish setup. I'm still trying to find a good. Let's select a forward. Let's select Haitley because I knew he did play around this time. Okay, Mark Haitley. One more striker because I think we need 22 players. What was Nigel Clough's stats like? Shooting, brilliant. Heading, world class. What? Nigel Clough's heading was world class. If I remember, Nigel Clough is only about 5'5" or something. Now Mick Harford heading should be really good. Excellent, yeah. Well, he's actually got some really good stats there, actually. Let's put Mick Harford in. Again, I'm not too fussed about who I pick in here because this is only a brief intro into the game. There's 22. Now, can we select anyone else? No, let's go back. Oh, we can't go back. Okay, so we need to, there we go. See if we can select another defender. Venison. Venison was Irish, if I remember. Duxbury was English. Can we select him? No, we can't. Okay, so there you go. The squad's been selected. You've got your squad there, the date. So press that, the date goes forward, like some modern games. Scout, you can scout other countries. Play, as in play the game. Watch, cup, and diary. Diary, let's arrange some games. Arrange fixtures. Let's arrange a tour. Arrange tour. Let's play Albania first. Let's play Albania. Let's play some little nations. So we Luxembourg, Northern Ireland, and any. Oh, yeah. Pro nations are coming up. That's good. Australia. One more. I spelled Cameroon wrong. I noticed. Canada, maybe? No, let's do USA. Okay. Did that work? Yes, it did. Look at that. Woohoo. Okay, so let's click play. There we go. Albania against England in a friendly game. So click play. There are the lineups at the moment. Shilton, Stevens, Pearce, Adams, Butcher, Stephen, Robson, Webb, Waddle, Lineker, Beardsley. Team tactics. Oh no, team. There we go. I wonder how we can change the lineup. Player report. So you can do your player report through here. That's quite good. Select player. Let's take Waddle out. No, it's not letting us do it. Why is it not letting us do it? Why can't we take Robson? Okay, it's not letting us do it. And menu. Select player. Shilton. Ah, okay, gotcha. Right, okay, that's what you do. So you need to select the player that's not in the side and then change it over. Strange way of doing it. So let's take Chrissy Waddle out. I know we can't select Chrissy Waddle. We have to do it the other way around. So put John Barnes in and then take Waddle out. That's how you do it. So again, I completely forgotten how you do it then. I should have some. There you go. Waddle in, Webb out, and is Stephen a midfielder in this? He is. So let's put in Gascoigne in. Let's put Gascoigne in. Let's put the kid in. Yeah, that will do. Menu, exit. England side there. Yeah, they did a change. Team tactics. Change tactics. Playing style. Attacking. Attacking style. Let's do normal build up. Passing style. Short passing. Team formation 4-3-3. Defensive system. Offside trap. I'm just doing random ones here, as you may notice. Exit. Play match. Let's see. We're on 2 times speed, so it shouldn't be too slow. There we go. All the Again, there's no sound in this game. Albania even had a shot on goal there. So Albania, I think in red means who's got possession at the moment. Now we should win this, but again, there's no skill ratings for each player. Well, I think there could be some sort of skill rating, but we'll see what happens. Barnes shoots. Goal! England have scored after 9 minutes. John Barnes. Again, there's no sound, so all you got is me just telling you what's going on, I'm afraid. Lineker's booked. That doesn't happen much, or did happen much. Lineker, I think, was famous for never being booked. Gascoigne shoots. Paul Gascoigne. Oh, unlucky Gascoigne. That's is going a bit too fast for my liking, actually, which is unusual. Let's go normal speed. This is normal speed. So even normal speed, it's actually not too slow. So again, this is I'm quite surprised it comes up with Nations Cup. Nations League, which is what we do nowadays, is not. It's only been recently around about 2-3 years, hasn't it? So 1988 wasn't even thought of. Lineker scores 2-0. Oh, disallowed. Boo. I do like how in depth this is. Oh, Albania shooting. Oh, Shilton makes a good save there. So let's go through what I think I like about the game and what I don't like about the game. What I don't like about the game, obviously, is there's no sound. But this happens a lot in the Spectrum 80s games. What I do like about the game is it's very in depth. There's a lot of thought into this game. It's amazing what was crammed into just the 48K Spectrum. Um, you will have to, if you had more time, if I had more time, I would have checked every single player in the database to see who are the better ones, who are not such the better ones. For just for this video, I've done it very simple, and I've just selected people really on their reputation, and that's it really. Doesn't mean that they are the best. Like for instance, Lineker in this game at the moment, I think is his shooting is useful. He's more than useful. Albania definitely better than I thought they'd be. Um, oh, Mingus stretched it off, so they have to take play off. This I like this text commentary is very good, but again, the game, the game actual graphics of the match day graphics are not brilliant. And this is 1988 as well, so you would expect it to be a little bit better than here. This is mostly a text-based game, so I can see why the game got mixed reviews. Some people really loved it, and some people just thought, yeah, it's a bit bland. Um, that's why, and also if you looked at the reviews for this game, that it really got, you either loved it or hate it. Oh, Beardsley's injured. Does that mean I need to substitute him? It's just not telling me to bring a player on, so maybe he's all right. Hoddle with the ball. Come on, Glenn Hoddle. Robson. Oh, bad pass by Glenn Hoddle. That doesn't happen often. So, yeah, overall, I can remember I had a lot of fun in this game. John Barnes. Oh no, would have been his second goal of the game. Um, One thing you notice, there's no, which you have in Football Manager obviously nowadays, is how many shots on goal, how many bookings there's been, how much possession there's been. It's just a base. It just throws you in there, um, and yeah, just throws you in there, and you just get on with it. It's just so this result could be completely random. And for instance, Albania against England back in 1988, if England side, this side faced Albania, then they would have probably win something like 5-6 nil. I'm guessing. Oh, John Barnes, has he actually scored? Yes, John Barnes has scored his second goal. So putting Barnes in instead of Waddle kind of worked. So 2-0 up for England against Albania here in this Tracksuit Manager game. It would have been nice if there was some sort of sound to this, like especially when a goal's being scored, but clearly that didn't happen. Yeah, I'm baffled why many Spectrum 48K games, especially in the late 80 ones, and there was some terrible ones if you look back on all the other retro games we looked at, how less sound there is, not much sound whatsoever. And yeah, it would be nice just a little bit of sound. That's what I'm trying to think of. But anyway, we're approaching half time here. It's still Albania nil, England 2. John Barnes scoring after 9 and 37 minutes, I think it was, maybe. Um, Half time. So what do we get at half time then? Not much at all. Not much at all. So let's look at P tactics, player tactics. So Lineker didn't do much there. Select player. So we'll look at Gary Lineker. Why? So I want you normal passing. Stay up. Let's stay up, Lineker. Okay, Gascoigne. I want you to do long passing. Oh, is that it? I want you to do a bit more than that. Man-to-man marking, take corners, take penalties, take free kicks, take free kick, Mr. Gasker, Mr. Gasker, Mr. Gascoigne, and what else? Take corners as well, I think. Oh no, stay up. Let's do stay up for him. See what happens. Okay. You can even do goalies. Script menu, there we go. Exit. Second half, and around 60 minutes, I'll take some players off, put some other players in. Let's change the tactics a bit here. Let's do a bit more. Go for it. Player assisting attacking, change tactics. Let's do quick counter. Marking system. Just zonal. Change tactics. Passing style. Let's change the passing style to normal. And so normal, defensive, attacking. Okay, there's only 3 versions. Okay, let's carry on. Let's play the game. I will speed this one up slightly more though. Control speed, say 4 times. So the text will go quite quicker this time because we're. Let's see how we're getting on. At 16 minutes, I will. Hoddle, there you go. Glenn Hoddle scored after 49 minutes. 3-0. Barnes misses. Lineker hasn't scored any goals yet, so I might bring some new faces on in a minute. So 2 from Barnes, 1 from Hoddle. Albania have had some shots. And you notice that even though this is the second half, they haven't changed sides. Oh, nope, I didn't want to do that. There we go. Back to substitute again, please. Thank you. Forgot we're on faster speed, aren't we? So I have to. Okay, make sure I know what I'm doing. So I need to take a player out. Let's take Lineker out. Oh, no, you don't do that. You put a player in, don't you? Let's put Mark Haitley on. No, Haitley instead of Beardsley. Okay, that will do. I have to be very careful because we're on fast speed. Nick Harford instead of Lineker. And take Captain Robson off. Put Peter Reid on. So let's take Reid. No, that's not how you do it. Oh, can I only have 3 substitutes? Ooh, that's probably why. Okay, so the 3 substitutes on. See if that makes any differences here. We'll do one more game after this one. Because that's basically what happens is just you do a little tour, play some games, and you go through the qualification. And then I think you actually do the Nations Cup final or the European Championship. And then the World Cup, obviously, because the World Cup's just finished. So this is either the game was made in 1988, but the World Cups happened in 86 and 90. So do they mean the Nations Cup being the World Cup qualifying? Because in theory, if this should be 1980 autumn 1986. John Barnes hat trick. Oh, actually, there's been 2 more goals. So I forgot who scored goal 4. Someone scored the 4th goal. Don't know who. So 5-0. We're finished. So we move the date until the next game against Luxembourg. So I will this time turn the speed back down to normal so I don't really make mistakes. This squad again. No, we can't do that. So we have to press play, looks like it. There we go. So the quad, Shilton, Gascoigne, it's the same. Oh no, they haven't changed the, gone back to the original side. Interesting. So that's a bit of a, it's kept the same side at the end of the last game. So what we have to do, we have to manually put players in. So actually, let's put Samson in instead of Butcher. Let's put keep Gascoigne and Hoddle in the game. Let's put Peter Reid instead of Brian Robson. Don't select captains in this, so it doesn't really matter. John Barnes got a hat trick, so I'm going to keep him on. Lineker's coming back in. And let's give someone else a chance. Oh, and Mick Harford in instead of Haitley. Yep. Actually, let's change some more defenders because brand new. Let's put Williams instead of, I don't know who Williams is, instead of Yep, so that's good. Menu, and then back to exit, and we play the game. So this will be the last one we play. Can we scout? No, we can't scout. Okay, play match. Luxembourg again, same screen. This is the tour, so we are going to be away. So again, we will turn the speed up to 4 times. And yeah, this is Tracksuit Manager. It's always been one of my favorites. But again, it's a game that you either love or hate. I think most people loved it. But I've seen the old reviews, and some games it's got 80, 90%, others it's got about 30%. So, and of course, every time these players play games, if you look in their player report, their caps and goals goes up by one. So even for John Barnes again, um, even in reality, these players have had plenty of caps before 1988. They don't put that into the game, so they all start on zero. Even Peter Shilton, who probably by 1988 has played 80, 90 times for England. In this game, this is only his second game. Anyway, still 0-0 here against Luxembourg, who in those days were probably one of the worst sides in Europe, I suppose it's fair to say. Still 0-0. Samson, yay! Kenny Samson scored a goal in the 44th minute. It's good to see defenders scoring goals. Okay, this hasn't changed either. Normal build-up. Well, I think it has changed actually. Let's do long passing instead of short pass. Let's do that. Let's change the pass playing style to normal. See if that makes us attack more, which is a bit strange. We can change players now if we want to, but no, let's keep it as. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm noticing the time of this episode is getting to be over 30 minutes, so this will be our final game then. So overall, yeah, it's nice to come back to Tracksuit Manager again. Um, it is very basic, but the depth of players in this is impressive, especially as all these players are real players. I know in 2010 there was Tracksuit Manager Editor, so you can actually update it if you wanted to. Put yourself in as well. John Barnes scored another goal. That's his fourth in 2 games. Looks like John Barnes is scoring a goal as well. Gary Lineker's not scoring any. Glenn score. That's 3. So this change of tactics is certainly working. We were on attacking, now we're on normal. Hoddle's injured, but he seems to be all right because the game has not asked me to make any subs. Oh, Mick Arthur scored a goal. 4-0. Um, so yeah, it's nice to play this again after such a long time. But in reality, it is a very basic game. Well, nearly all these games would be. All Spectrum 80s games would be very basic, but this game there's a lot of in-depth in it, so it's good to see that. But there's a lot of things that could have been happening in this game as well. Um, like it would have been nice to see a Tracksuit Manager 128K version with a bit more in depth. But anyway, England win 4-0. So yeah, that is Tracksuit Manager for you. Hope you have enjoyed this retro game, and let's see how we get on if we're going to do another one after this. I did mention in the comments for the last save that I need at least 50 views for another episode to be made because on my YouTube channel views is pretty damn important. I am doing currently a new series of the Manager Sim games. Manager Sim, which is a free online footy game, worth watching those videos and even coming to join us to play that game because it is free. So that is Tracksuit Manager for you. I hope you enjoyed this. This is Donut Dunny saying goodbye. Goodbye.